What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, guys?
What up?
Let's go. Feeling good today. Let's
Josh,
get in
one
there.
of these days you're going to run out of new dance moves, but today was not that day. Guys, today we are joined by a special guest here to play some poll perception with us. He's the host of the Fantasy Football Hustle podcast. On the weekends, you can find him as the host of the Pro Football Focus show on SiriusXM, and he is the content director with Fighting Chance Fantasy. Brian Drake, thank you so much for joining us here today, my man.
Hey, it's better than being at my real job, so I'm very happy to be here, and especially if you're talking fantasy in the afternoon. I know you guys get a great audience here in your live stream chat, so it's going to be a blast. I like doing these kind of different things.
Oh, I'm hyped.
Should be a good one.
Some poll perception today.
Well, Joe,
afternoon, morning, night. I'll talk
Yeah.
fantasy whenever you want me to talk about it. All right, let's
I'm
get
excited
at it.
to watch you guys play poll perception today.
Jordan in the chat says he's
I
ready
get to play.
and then 20 minutes later says he's more ready than he was before. I hope you haven't hit that cliff yet, Jordan. I hope you stayed ready. And Bam, what's up? Welcome in, Bam. Glad to have you here. And Jordan is still ready. He is so ready to get going. Guys, before we get started, a couple of reminders. Number one, if you have not done so already and you're watching this video, hit that like button and subscribe to us on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy. It is the easiest way to show your support for this show. And if you haven't followed our man Brian Drake on Twitter yet either, go follow him at Drake Fantasy. You can see it right there below his pretty face on the screen. Josh, I believe before we get started playing, though, that we have some news we need to run through.
We got some news. We're going to run through it real fast. And before we get into the news, I feel bad for not doing this pre-show, Drake.
Sure.
Are you ready to lose in poll perception today? I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I already got turned down for a promotion at work today. My wife told me I have to make dinner for the kids because she's not coming home. I'm losing already today. This will just be another log on the fire, guys. Let's go.
Now I feel bad. But I'm still coming at you. I'm going to win today. You're going next.
He's got that fire. He's ready.
But let's get into the news. James Robinson, he did miss practice yesterday. You got to watch out for this because this is a new knee injury. So it makes me a little nervous. I think he's going to play, but if not, Carlos Hyde's probably a good fantasy start. Elijah Mitchell, he did not practice yesterday, but the team is still optimistic that he will play this week. We'll see what happens. That he just had that finger surgery. Chris Carson still not practicing. Let's get to some good news. Alvin Kamara, he returned to practice yesterday.
Woo! Let's go.
We're on the same page there. Chase Claypool returned to practice as well. I don't think he's going to start this week, but I'm surprised he's at practice this quickly.
Do we have
Damian
word on
Harris,
Big Ben?
No, we don't have official word on Big Ben yet. If I had to guess, he's probably not playing, but I think the Steelers want him. Yeah. Mason Rudolph's not the answer. Damian Harris was removed from the injury report. Guys, Ramondre Stevenson, we were thinking he could have been a smash play. Now we don't know what to do here. It's probably Damian Harris. Let me ask you guys, Simon, what do you think? Damian Harris, he's the start. I mean, is he the starter now? I think he probably is.
I think if he's active, he's the one you want to play out of the two backs there. I think Ramondre Stevenson has upside. He's not worth dropping yet. Know what I mean? Wait and see what the Patriots are doing with these two backs now that Harris is healthy. Because we saw Stevenson find success while he was out, but Harris was killing it before the concussion. I have to imagine he hasn't done anything to lose his job.
Yeah. Drake, let me ask you, Ramondre Stevenson, were you still holding on to him in fantasy just to make sure, just to see how it plays out this week?
I've actually made trades involving 3 guys you just talked about in the past 2 hours in my big home.
Let me hear about it.
Yeah, because our trade deadline is this week, and it happens to be that way in a lot of Yahoo leagues. Our latest episode of the Fantasy Football Hustle, that's kind of what we talked about is, how to go shopping at your trade deadline. I traded away Ramondre Stevenson because I don't think he's going to maintain that role. It's Bill Belichick. It's the Patriots. We know how this goes. He could be inactive for all we know tonight.
Yeah.
We've seen them do crazier things. So as long as Damian Harris is there, Ramondre Stevenson's not going to give you those RB1 weeks. It's just not going to happen. In terms of Jeff Wilson Jr., I traded for him in a league where I owned Elijah Mitchell because you can't be stuck in that situation. Shanahan can say all he wants. Oh, I think he's going to play. I mean, we saw Will Fuller with a finger injury. It's like the guy died. We haven't seen him in 3 months.
Where's Will Fuller?
Yeah, and now all of a sudden, Elijah Mitchell, who's going to be running through holes, banging in a 300-pound defensive lineman, is like, nah, he's cool. He'll play this weekend. I don't trust that one bit. And who's Alex Collins? I'm so far out on Alex Collins. I traded him away
I'm
too.
with you. I'm
in a
with
deal.
you, Drake.
I had people fighting with me on Twitter. They're like, "Oh my God, what are you talking about? He gets all the running back carries in this offense." Like, they run the fewest plays per game in the league. You don't want to be attached to this offense. Like, I get people that are still holding out hope for DK and for Lockett. And, I'm just reading my co-host on Sirius, Andrew Erickson's article on Start Tyler Lockett. That same team has Tyler Lockett. I'm petrified to start him, to be honest. I don't want any part of the Seattle offense because they're just so slow and there's no juice. He doesn't play on passing downs. There's no upside to Alex Collins. There's 48 other guys. Travis Homer will be out there catching passes before you know it.
He hasn't looked good either. He has not looked good. He has not been passing the eye test for me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with you guys. Let's just run through. Let's keep running through this news. Falcons coach Arthur Smith said that Wayne Gallman was more involved in the team because the team was being blown out last week. Sounds like Mike Davis is still ahead on the depth chart. I'm not saying Mike Davis is a smash player or anything. I'm not saying he's the better fantasy starter, but it looks like Mike Davis is still the starter if Cordell Patterson can't go.
That's terrible.
Really?
Mike Davis shouldn't be owned
right?
in a single league in America. He is the worst. Like,
He is.
Don't play
Well,
Mike
Arthur
Davis.
Smith.
Don't play either of these guys, even if Cordell Patterson is out. Don't plug either of them into your lineup.
Well, speaking of, Cordell Patterson had a limited practice, but the team does not seem optimistic about his availability tonight on Thursday Night Football. So I wouldn't.
What we were expecting. Yeah.
I wouldn't be relying on him. If you have to, I guess they're both emergency starts: Mike Davis and Wayne Gallman. Only if Cordell Patterson doesn't go. Marquise Brown, he was not at practice today. Lamar Jackson as well was not at practice today. I expect him to start, but we got to keep an eye on this. Aaron Rodgers did not practice today. Jared Goff did not practice today. A lot of not practicing. Nick Chubb still not activated from the COVID list. This needs to happen by Saturday for him to play on Sunday. I'm crossing my fingers there. DeAndre Hopkins did not practice today, but better news: Kyler Murray did practice today. There we go. That's fine. Dallas Goedert returned to practice today. Cole Beasley also returned to practice today, and Baker Mayfield returned to practice today. They said he was listed with an everything injury.
An everything injury.
Yes.
Me too, Baker. Me too.
His whole body hurts. But that's all the news. There was a lot to go over right there, but a lot of practicing, a lot of not practicing. We'll keep an eye on this as we go forward.
Nice.
Guys, before we jump in. Oh, sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
trying to
Drake.
look up the schedule here real quick for the Browns because I'm wondering. Let me see here. Game log. They have a bye in week 13.
Yep.
But I'm wondering if this little break, and I mean, he's got COVID, so we don't know how sick he is or not, could actually be beneficial to Nick Chubb down the stretch if he's on one of your rosters, because now it's like an extra, he's going to get that week off. Now he's going to get another week off in week 13. He could be really fresh 14 through 17 in the fantasy playoffs.
Oh, that's a good point.
So he's got Baltimore, Las Vegas, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. That's a pretty middle of the road schedule. But like you said, Nick Chubb, when he's healthy, he's an every week starter. And if he's completely fresh coming into that week 14 Baltimore game, he's a locked and loaded must start fantasy running back, right?
And just a reminder, everyone, don't forget about Kareem Hunt coming back either. He's coming back off of injury, and I think he's probably going to find some success in the fantasy playoffs. This Browns offense shows you can just plug a running back in and they're going to find success. And Kareem Hunt is more than just a guy.
Yeah, he is. That's all the news I had for today, by the way.
Sweet. Guys, before we jump into our game of poll perception, I see all your questions in the chat. We're going to be answering as many of those as possible throughout the show today, but I want to remind everyone watching, if we do not get to your question or you've got more for us, right after this at 4:15 Eastern time, JL and Josh will be live for Fantasy Football Office Hours answering any and all of your fantasy questions. So come in there to get Josh's opinion and to mock JL right after this show, and you will be good to go.
I see we got Troy King in the comments here. I met Troy in the bathroom at the Kings Classic.
Ooh.
No, Pro Football Hall of Fame.
That's where most people meet him.
Yeah.
Was it a Thursday when you met him in the bathroom? That's his favorite time to meet.
I was walking through and I'm like, hey, there's Troy King. I'm in the bathroom. Like, hey, kept going. I don't know. It was very random. I don't know if he remembers that, but
what's up,
Troy? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Guys, we're going to answer a couple questions before we start our game today. Deacon in here. He says, do you guys think Kendrick Bourne could be a sleeper start tonight? So Drake, we'll start with you. How do you feel about Kendrick Bourne tonight? He's had a couple good games in the past couple weeks.
I mean, you hope he's going to catch a long pass. And I mean, hey, Atlanta's terrible. People wouldn't joke and say, "Oh, hey, look, they remember like a week ago," and was like, "Oh, look, Atlanta's like in the mix for the playoffs right now." Stop it. Just that's
a
like
week
saying,
ago.
That's like saying my Eagles are in the mix for the playoffs. Mathematically, sure, but come on, these teams are bad. Adding that extra playoff team just adds more mediocrity to the NFL playoffs. But no, I have no interest in playing Kendrick Bourne. If I'm doing a showdown lineup, okay, now we're talking because I'm trying to be different than everybody else. But in a season-long league, I can't put Kendrick Bourne in good faith in a lineup.
I'm with you.
You guys want to play a game real fast?
Sure.
Who has more fantasy points over the course of the entire season, Kendrick Bourne or Jacoby Myers? PPR league. PPR.
I'm saying Kendrick Bourne's had like 2 top 10 weeks.
PPR league.
Jacoby Myers.
God, I'm gonna say Jacoby just out of principle.
I'm
because
gonna be
this
mad.
is a trick
I'm going
question.
Kendrick Bourne.
And the answer is Kendrick Bourne with
Wow.
113.1 fantasy points to 110.1 fantasy points. Kendrick Bourne, maybe he's the number 1 receiver.
He actually scores. I mean, Myers finally scored this week, but yeah, I mean, didn't Bourne have like that 80-yarder against the Cowboys? Remember that crazy when he dusted Quadri Diggs?
It was a 75-yard touchdown. You're right. He had 2 targets, 1 reception for a 75-yard touchdown in that game, and that was that's more than enough to make you happy.
If you score against the Cowboys, you're instantly on my team. I'm a big fan of you now.
And Scott said that's where he met Troy too. Wow, that's so crazy. He was in there for hours. That was his plan. He was like, okay, I'm going to go to the Kings Classic and I'm going to camp out in the bathroom until I meet everyone I'm trying to meet.
I bought Scott Fish a drink. He was there with one of the Ball Blast girls, and I bought them drinks at the hotel. But my Scott Fish meeting experience.
Scott's the man. Scott is the man.
Nice. Guys, Bam has a question for us. We're going to hit a couple more, and then we'll jump into our game. Hawk or Gesicki? Even though they both laid some goose eggs, Bam's more confident in Gesicki since Hawk doesn't have Goff. JL, how do you feel about this one? Which one would you prefer to start after their double goose eggs last week?
Oh, God. I'm going to start Gesicki. I'm going to give the edge to Gesicki in this matchup. He's playing the Jets. I expect that game to just be a fantasy feast all around on the Miami side. TJ Hawkinson is playing Cleveland, which isn't the worst matchup. It's kind of middle of the pack. But I feel a little bit more comfortable with Gesicki and the volume he's getting.
Man, that makes me sad for Hawk that this is a question. But Drake, how do you feel on this one? Are you agreeing with JL or would you start Hawkinson over Gesicki?
All right, go out tonight to the bar, guys. When you're watching this game, bet anybody in the bar $100 if they can name a corner or a linebacker from the Jets. Nobody in America can do this. You can be a Jets fan. Nobody can. Nobody has any idea who these kids are. They're literally like high school kids that are interning at MetLife Stadium. So yeah, I'll take Gesicki all day. Jared Goff, come on. What are we talking about here?
I'm with you guys. It's Gesicki for me as well. Josh?
I'll go TJ Hawkinson. I just believe in his talent level a little bit more than Gesicki. I understand the Goff concerns, but is Goff really winning any weeks in fantasy? Not really. He's not a great quarterback himself, but I'll take I'll take
Tua?
TJ Hawkinson. No, I meant Goff, just because he might not play this week. I think that's where the concern's coming in a little bit too.
Gotcha.
Chase wants to know Cam Newton, Mac Jones, or Ryan Tannehill this week. So he's got to make this decision tonight because Mac Jones plays on a Thursday night. Drake, where would you be going on this one?
This might be a little off the radar. I think I'm going to go with Ryan Tannehill in this spot. They don't really have the running game anymore. I mean, maybe we'll talk later about Deonta Foreman and AP, and it looks like McNichols might not play in this game, but they got AJ Brown. I kind of like this Marcus Johnson kid. He was on the Eagles for a cup of coffee. He can run. He's got some size. I mean, they're playing the Texans. Like, that's all you got to say. Texans, Falcons, it's some pretty good matchups here. And Cam, I don't trust at all. Everyone's going to be on him. Oh, Cam's great. Put him in your DFS lineups. He can run and all this. Cam's going to throw for like 87 yards. And then McCaffrey's going to run those touchdowns in, and Cam gets you 3 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mac Jones is tempting going up against Atlanta on Thursday night, but I don't think they're going to have to throw the ball a lot in this game, and I think they would prefer to do that with Mac Jones whenever possible. Let's just look at the last 2 games where the Patriots had it kind of in the bag. Mac Jones with 23 attempts last week, 18 attempts the week before. I just don't think the volume is going to be there for a top-tier fantasy option, and everything you said about Ryan Tannehill is enough for me to put him above both of these guys.
Yeah, it's Ryan Tannehill for me as well. Cam Newton, I think, has the most upside of all these players still, but I would go with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, playing a banged up Washington defense, no Chase Young. So it's tempting. Definitely lean Tannehill, though.
Also, what's up, Rick? I'm not sure we said hi to you earlier. Rick Butts in the house. How's it going? Glad to have you here. Sorry, a midnight in here saying good afternoon, fellas. Guys, I see the rest of the questions in here. We are going to keep on answering them throughout the show, but we need to go ahead and get started with our game today. Dynasty Nerds, how's it going? Yeah, we got 3 really great guys up here and me.
I almost wore my Dynasty Nerd shirt today. That would have been
no way.
You guys get a who's who of the fantasy industry here in your.
We try. We do what we can.
3:15 in the afternoon on Thursday.
Yeah. The secret is to stream when no one else is streaming, right in the middle of the day. It helps out with people coming in here.
You know, we do a show at 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. You know, every jamoke in the industry is like, hey, let's put on a show on Tuesday night at 10. So you guys are on.
But you're not just any jamoke, you know? That's where you separate yourself.
You're special jamoke.
We appreciate
special jamoke. Guys, we are going to play poll perception. Before I hand it off to John Luke to run the game, I'm going to run everyone through the rules. Josh, listen up. I know you always forget how we play. So before the show started, JL collected 7 polls, fantasy or NFL related, from around the interwebs. They can be from Twitter, Reddit, Poll Sports, different locations, whatever he was feeling like today. He will propose one of those polls to one of our contestants. So he may ask me what percentage of people chose side A in this poll. I will give my answer, which is effectively setting the line. So let's say I say 60%. The closer I am to the actual number, the more points I'm going to get. Now, Josh and Drake, what you guys will be responsible for doing there is guessing whether the actual percentage that chose side A is over or under my guess. If you correctly predict the over-under, you're going to get 2 points. We'll do 6 rounds like this, alternating who's setting the line for the poll. And in the 7th and final round, all of us will guess a number. Whoever is the closest in that final round will get 5 points. Unless they hit it right on the head, they will get 10. And the person with the most points at the end of 7 rounds is our poll perception champion for today. Ooh. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
I'm ready. All right. The order, Josh, you're going to go first. Drake, you're going to go second. Simon, you are going third.
Yeehaw.
All right,
I'm waiting for like Matthew Berry and Field Yates to come in the chat.
They usually don't come on a Thursday. They're usually a little busy.
They're very busy, yeah. Fridays? Saturdays,
they're always here on Fridays.
All right, Josh, you ready for your first poll?
Yeah. Let's go.
Here it is. Who do you like more? Who did you like more before the season started in Dynasty? Laviska Shenault.
Did I like more?
Who did you like more before the season started in Dynasty? Laviska Shenault or Michael Pitt Jr.? What percentage of the public chose Laviska Shenault in this poll?
I don't remember which one I liked more. I was probably drafting him in a similar range, to be completely honest with you. But you're not asking me specifically which one I like more. We're asking the community, and I know how much this community, the Twitter community, loved Laviska Shenault. And people seem pretty down on Michael Pittman for the most part. So I think Laviska Shenault's going to win this poll. What's up, Troy?
Troy saying he remembers winning this, putting the pressure on you. Drake saying he won. Come on.
I remember. I feel like I got to go with the Laviska Shenault side of this poll. But people are liars. People are filthy liars too. They're going to be coming through, scrolling through this poll, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I was always on Michael Pittman." So it's a tough one, actually. I still feel like I have to go Laviska Shenault here. I'll say that 63% of people chose the Laviska Shenault side of this trade.
Josh choosing 63% of people choosing the Laviska Shenault side of this poll. Drake, you think the actual percentage is over or under Josh's guess of 63%?
It's 1,000% over. People are way too high on Laviska Shenault. We did a show in the offseason entitled Get Off the Laviska Shenault Hype Train. I hate Laviska Shenault. I'm like the most anti-Shenault guy ever. And any chance I get to rub it in people's faces that I was off this guy. So I love that you guys put this poll up first. Michael Pittman is so incredibly better than Laviska Shenault at every part of football. But yeah, you should be on him, but no, 1,000% it's over. Everybody was on Shenault, the hype train. It was out of control. But yeah, right. you should have been drafting Pittman.
All right, Drake, taking the over. Simon, over or under Josh's guess of 63%?
You know what? I full agree with Drake here, but I also like what Josh said. People are liars, and people like to come in and go like, no. I was on the Pittman side for sure. I'll say under. I'll say it's in the 50 to 55% range. This one's going to be split.
I split them.
Let's go. Right. Over. Simon taking the under. Drake taking the over on Josh's guess. 63% of people chose Laviska Shenault side of this poll. We got some beautiful guesses here in the chat.
I like seeing the guesses, by the way. It looks like a lot are around 63%. So
Troy locking in 60%. Definitely not a big throne with 87.
200% for Shenault in the offseason, if you guys were on Twitter.
Yeah. Justin with 55%. Fantasy in session. What up, Fantasy in session? Saying 75% people chose Laviska Shenault. Albert with 53%. Jordan 55%. Jay 64. Ricky 62.
Like those guesses.
Casey was 69%. And
yes.
Bam was 54%.
Yes.
Oh man, I like the under.
I like all these.
Over. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Laviska Shenault in this trade is.
Come on, get me on the board.
55%.
Oh, they're all liars.
They're all liars. Everyone's lying in this poll.
They are lying. There's liars out there.
No, everybody. That's like the only thing that was more obnoxious than CD Lamb, tweets. And CD Lamb's actually good. It was everyone how great Laviska Shenault is. You never watched a game of his at Colorado. You guys are all liars.
But I saw that highlight, and he looked really good. Sorry.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Jay in here, very upset. He is a Visca truther, and he says, "Can I put a guest in timeout?"
Was a Visca truther.
Was it Visca? Yeah.
The
Now
he's literally taking a backseat to Jamal Agnew. I bought a Hyundai off Jamal Agnew 6 weeks ago. Like, what are we talking about here? Jamal Agnew, Dan Arnold.
I bought a Hyundai off Jamal Agnew 6 weeks ago. Oh my gosh. So. Guys, before we move on to our next poll, I think we hit some more questions in here, but did Josh score points on that one, JL?
Josh scored 3 points because he was how far away?
Within 10.
He was, I moved it around 8 percentage points away. 8 percentage points away, which gives him 3 points. Nice job, Josh.
Let's go.
Chase wants to know, should he send Collins for Julio? So we were talking about Alex Collins. I know Drake, JL, you guys are non-believers. I'm more in line with you guys as well. Would you guys send Alex Collins for Julio Jones in a trade?
I mean, I don't think Julio Jones plays again this year, to be honest. So, I mean, if you're desperate, you can't find anybody off the waiver wire that's slightly better than Alex Collins. Alex Collins has gone over 50 yards, I think, once this entire season. I mean, there's no upside here. So, but I mean, versus a guy who might not play, sure.
Yep, I'm with you. I think you can likely get someone better off the waivers than Julio right now. And Alex Collins, I'm fine with dropping. Josh, you're nodding your head up there. How do you feel about this one?
I'm fine with dropping both of these guys. So, pick your poison, right? Look, I'm going to make the argument real fast for Alex Collins. Let's say Chris Carson doesn't play the rest of the year, and Alex Collins really was put into this offense once Russell Wilson was injured. So it was Geno Smith. So they didn't really have to worry about the passing game too much, defenses. So maybe Alex Collins with Russell Wilson, they get this offense rolling. There's a lot of goal line opportunities for Alex Collins. He could be a serviceable fantasy running back for your team. So I'll stick with Collins here.
JL, are you in agreement?
Yep, I am in agreement.
What's up, Jay Wall? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And then Jared wants to know, start Stevenson tonight or Sanders Sunday. That is a gross situation all around. Are we certain that Sanders is playing this Sunday?
Not at all. Not at all.
I have no confidence.
I think he's going
to. You think he will?
As an Eagles fan, I think he is going to play. Between the two, I'd start Miles Sanders. He's going to come back and he's going to get the bulk of those carries in an Eagles offense. Nobody in the last 3 weeks runs the ball more than the Philadelphia Eagles. They've made a philosophical shift to get the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands and to run the ball. And they've got a lot of good running backs, but between the two, you've got Damian Harris coming back who could take the lead job, or Sanders coming back who is going to have the lead job. So that's where I would go.
Yeah, if he's playing, I'm with Sanders, but you have to make that decision today, right?
I think I would take a shot on Stevenson. Just hope he gets in the end zone against Atlanta, which isn't going to be a tough matchup. And maybe they ease Damian Harris back in.
Man, I just feel like there's such a difference between the two if they are playing, that this is a situation where I'll take the non-safety and go with the option I'm not certain is starting. If they were closer, I might agree with you, JL, but these guys are quite separated for me. Josh, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, like, if Sanders doesn't play and you decide to go with Sanders, are you going to be completely stuck? You have no running backs whatsoever after that. Then you might just be forced into going with Stevenson, but I don't like it. Like everyone else said here, I'd rather start Sanders as long as he's playing. That's kind of a cop-out a little bit, though.
And Scott, and you're saying thirsty bathroom Thursdays. That's what Troy was doing, trying to meet everybody in there. And Scott, I wanted to throw this one up. He said, thanks for the drink, Brian. I'll have to buy you one next time. So Scott Fish owes you a drink, Brian.
Yeah, that's the guy. I mean, geez, at that Fantasy Football Expo that Bob Lung put on, like, it's got to be so cool. You must feel like a pro wrestler, Scott. I was saying this at the event. Everyone's walking around with a shirt with your name on it, like you're Stone Cold Steve Austin or something. You know, like it's pretty cool. You know, and everyone's buying the drinks and high fiving it. So all the great work Scott's done, he deserves it. So shout out to him.
I asked him at the expo. I was like, "Does it ever bother you?" Like, people came up and asked him to take a picture. I think while we were talking, and he's like, "Does it ever bother you, all this attention?" He's like, "It did at first, but not anymore." And so now I just like to think that Scott is just a giant attention whore.
Guys, we're gonna answer one more right here, and then we'll jump into our next round. Jonah wants to know: should I trade CMC for Alvin Kamara and Godwin in need of a wide receiver? Because my wide receiver one is Judy. So would you guys make this trade?
Yeah, I would make that trade.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kamara is going to play this week, but I mean, and you get Godwin, who is a top 15 wide receiver. That's tough to pass up.
Yeah.
With you guys. I think that's a great trade, Jonah, if you can make that. Not too big of a downgrade at running back.
And Kamara, or CMC still has a bye coming up.
Yeah.
And so some people are playing in the playoffs that week, if I remember correctly. There are some leagues with week 13 playoffs, so make sure you guys are keeping an eye on that. JL, are you ready to jump into our next round?
I'm ready, and I wanted to just point out before we jump into the next round, Justin nailed it. Nailed it on the head, 55%. Well done, Justin. Well done. All right, we're moving on to our next poll. Drake, this one is for you. Are you ready?
Oh, well, you already pissed on LaVisca Chenault, so I don't know how much more you can get up my alley.
All right, we'll see. 12-team PPR league. Which side do you prefer in Dynasty? DeAndre Swift and CeeDee Lamb, or Travis Etienne, Cam Akers, and Calvin Ridley? What percentage of the public chose the DeAndre Swift and CeeDee Lamb side of this poll?
Oh, boy. Boy, you got two hurt guys. Were these guys hurt at the time?
This is all within the last week. Yep.
Oh, okay. Which side would you like? I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be, let's say, so I'm setting the baseline number. I'm going to say 55% took Swift and Lamb.
You're saying 55% took Swift and Lamb.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 55%.
Should be higher than that, but I'm trying to make it get odds on both sides.
Yes, guessing what the community is feeling, not necessarily what you think. Simon, do you think the actual percentage is over or under 55%?
Man, this one's tough, right? I think some of the people come back from injury this year, like seeing Deonta Foreman back on the field is giving people a little bit more hope for a guy like Cam Akers coming back from the same injury. And Ridley's just got the talent that people are excited about, though there is that element of uncertainty there. I think you're right on the money there, Brian, with that guess. I'll take the over ever so slightly.
All right, Simon taking the over. Josh, I think the actual percentage is over or under Brian's guess of 55%.
I'm just going to smash this over simply because DeAndre Swift and CeeDee Lamb are playing. And I know it's a dynasty league, but listen up. You're still trying to win this year in dynasty. I understand why someone might make this trade, but people are going to just see the players not playing on side B, I think, and just be like, just take DeAndre Swift and CeeDee Lamb.
All right, both Simon and Josh taking the over on Drake's guess of 55%. We got some guesses here in the chat. Just trying to find the top of them.
I feel like I should have made that higher. I should have went like 65%.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Jordan is saying here, 65%.
We'll see how it goes.
Justin was 78%. Jay was 69%. Chase was 66%. Epic was 67%. Albert was 68%. All kind of clustered around. They're 65%. Let's see, 44% by Throne, 57% by Kaysen, 62% by Scott, 69% by Fantasy Session, and 59% by Bam Bo. All right. Both Simon and Josh took the over on Drake's guess of 55%, and the actual percentage that shows Swift and CeeDee Lamb in this poll, is 87%.
Wow. Oh my God.
87%.
Okay.
Drake, let me
Dynasty
ask.
people love draft picks and injured players. I thought that would have been higher.
I was right there with you. I would have guessed right around what you did because of that.
You got a high school kid with a sprained ankle, a dynasty guy. I'll give you 3 first-round picks for him.
Yeah,
like Travis Etienne could be anything, even an injured Travis Etienne.
Yeah, even an injured Travis Etienne. Drake, if this is your team, this is your dynasty league, are you making this trade?
I want the Swift Lamb side.
Swift Lamb side?
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
Same. Yeah.
Simon, you as well?
Yeah, I want the Swift Lamb side of this one as well.
Because in all my dynasty leagues, I'm obviously competing because I'm, so
obviously
good at fantasy
you're
football.
so handsome and yeah.
Right after the NFL draft, if like the players were healthy and everyone was playing, this would be a lot closer in my eyes, right? I was very high on Travis Etienne coming into this season. Cam Akers, I know everyone was excited about. And Calvin Ridley was considered a top 5 dynasty wide receiver, but it's shifted quite a bit, obviously. 80% is much more than I expected over there.
Yeah, that is a ton. All right, I'm sorry. This did not come up. Here we go. I'm sorry, Drake. Unfortunately, you were 32 percentage points away, which is no points for this round. Josh and Simon, you both get 2 points each.
It's still anyone's game.
It's still anyone's game. We're just getting started.
Absolutely.
I'm about to crack a beer here in about 30 seconds. So.
Do it. You got to get in that zone. It's that 1 to 2 beer zone.
Just the sound of like it being cracked.
Josh.
Yes.
Josh is having a moment.
We got a question in the chat. Mac Jones or Russell Wilson this week? Who would you guys prefer to start? Josh, we'll start with you. Mac Jones or Russell Wilson?
Mac Jones is a safe play. He's as safe as any quarterback, but if it's my fantasy team, I'm rolling with Russell Wilson.
What about you, Drake? I know you were talking about not wanting anything to do with this slow Seattle offense. Are you going Mac Jones or Russell Wilson?
I think I'm going to play Mac Jones this week. I mean, I'm still not sold on the finger. Where do these finger injuries come from, by the way?
I know. Yeah. Every QB.
What happened to knees and ankles and everything? Yeah. Come on, fingers.
The year of the finger, 2021.
Yeah, there's a T-shirt. So, I think I'd go Mac Jones here just to be safe this week.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Jail, what do you say here?
I think I lean Russell Wilson just for rushing upside, but that is really tough. Considering Mac Jones's matchup is easy, Russell Wilson's is not, but I would lean Russell Wilson.
Drake, it looks like you got a couple Chenault jerseys headed your way. Scott in here said he's going to send you one, and then definitely not a fake throne says he wants to send you one too. You can have a whole collection. You could maybe even get your fireplace going.
I hate LaVisca too. I completely hate him.
They'd get dirtier at my house because I'd actually probably wear them outside and have a chance to get tackled.
It'd be your lawn mowing
running wind sprints up and down the field in Jacksonville.
In case anyone was wondering, I really hate Lamar Jackson. Just saying. Just saying.
I was confused for like a half a second. I was like, what?
All you have to do is hate a player and then someone will send you a jersey. One more question in here before we get started. Patriots defense or Bucks defense on Monday night? So JL, would you go with the Patriots defense or the Bucks defense?
Patriots defense or Bucks defense? Let's see, Bucks are playing the Giants, right? And we were just saying Patriots is playing Atlanta. I would go Patriots. Patriots against Atlanta.
I'm going Patriots as well here. Brian, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember with the Bucks here, they have no corners. I mean, the 4 of us might be getting called up from the practice squad to play corner, and Vita Vea, I don't think is going to play. So, I mean, you might actually get a little more out of Saquon Barkley this week. But yeah, I would go with the Pats.
Yeah, Pats.
I think we're in full agreement on the Pats here. You guys ready to move into our next question?
Yeah, let's get it going. Justin was again the closest on this one with 78%.
Killing it in the chat today, Justin.
No one. I mean, that was the closest one. So that was a tough poll. So I apologize for that, Drake. Simon, this next one is for you. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Yeah, make it easier, please.
Here's your poll. Half PPR Dynasty League. Which running back would you rather roster? Antonio Gibson or Javonte Williams? What percentage of the public chose Antonio Gibson in this poll?
This is going to be low. I've seen multiple in the past 24 hours. People release their dynasty running back rankings with Javonte Williams way higher than I thought he was going to be in all of them. I'm talking like a top 7 dynasty running back, with Gibson not even sniffing the top 12 in any of these lists. I think people are really out on him because of what he's done so far this year and so excited about what Javonte Williams could be without Melvin Gordon, even though Melvin Gordon is still there. With no immediate plan for him exiting that team. I'll say I think it's low. I'm trying to determine how low. I'll say 36% Antonio Gibson.
36% chose Antonio Gibson. Josh, is the actual percentage over or under 36%?
I thought you were going to go even lower, Simon, and that was a dumb guess. I'll take the under. I'll take the under. I agree with you. I think even less. I think people are pretty out on Antonio Gibson right now and Javonte Williams. They're like, oh, look at what he can be.
And Scott saying what I was thinking. Was this a Twitter poll? If so, based on my timeline, 4%.
This did come from Twitter. Drake. So Josh took the under. Drake, do you think the actual percentage is over or under Simon's guess of 36%?
Yeah, I'm with it. Even though Antonio Gibson is having a terrible year and he's higher in a PPR right now than Javonte Williams. I think you're right. I think it's going to be under. I'll go with you.
All right, double under on Simon's guess.
Also, I'm so sorry, 3-5 crew. That was disrespectful of me to guess so close to 35% and just leave it at 36. That was rude.
First of all, how dare you? And Jay Wall gets in 66%. Jay with 35%. Throne with 55%. Truly with 23%. Albert 40%. Justin 48%. Chase with 43%. Kasem with 35%. Jordan with 25%. I'm not putting your other guesses up there. Jordan, you get one guess. That's it. Ambo with 31% and Scott with 27%.
So on either side here with the guesses.
Could be anything.
Split the chat too.
Could be anything. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Antonio Gibson in this poll as the running back they'd rather roster in their dynasty league is
2%.
21%.
Hey,
ooh, okay. I got a point.
Simon, you were 15 percentage points away, which gives you 1 point. And Josh and Drake, you both each get 2 points for correctly guessing the over under. Well done.
Outside me on my own poll. Also, I love what Scott said here. Melvin Gordon could rush for 350 and score 8 touchdowns, and people will say, get Javonte in there. He'd have 410. Absolutely. Melvin Gordon's been good this year for that offense. I know Javonte's looked electric, but they're not.
And they still should have traded him.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if he resigns there. I've been seeing rumors that they're going to try to resign him. What do you think about that, Drake?
Oh, God. I mean, if you're Melvin Gordon, hey, maybe remember all those years ago. I know everybody in fantasy Twitter is like 16 years old now, but
I'm 17.
There was a time when, that Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams were like really, really good for the Panthers. And they re-signed together and they came back because it prolonged their careers. So maybe he wants to do that if they're going to keep giving him the rock, even if he becomes the 1B in Denver. Denver's not a very good team right now, but eventually they'll get a quarterback and a head coach that's not a defensive coordinator. But yeah.
So Justin, he was not 3 for 3. 48% on this one. Swing and a miss, Justin.
I bet he was making us feel better. He was like, I'm doing too good here. Let me throw.
Don't want to embarrass them.
Feel a little better.
I like his Carmelo avatar though.
Yeah, it's nice. I think he changed it, didn't he?
He did not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago. He changed it.
This is weird. We know way too much about all of you. Epic, I think, was the closest, if I'm not mistaken here, with 23%. Very good guess. And
definitely a real Throne said he meant to say 21. So nice job.
We'll give Simon did too.
That one. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah. You want us to go into the next one?
Yeah, let's keep going into the next round.
All righty. Josh, we're back to you. Here's your poll, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
hit this one spot on.
All right. Which side do you prefer in Dynasty? Calvin Ridley plus Miles Sanders or Javonte Williams? What percentage of the public chose Ridley and Sanders in this poll?
More Javonte.
Huh? Calvin Ridley and Miles Sanders or Javonte Williams? Oh my. That's a tough one. Calvin Ridley, if he was playing and just playing like he should be playing right now, he would be well ahead of Javonte Williams, I think. But he's not. People are concerned about him. People are concerned about his long-term future. People are concerned about Miles Sanders. But it's Javonte Williams, man. People love Javonte. I'm having a lot of trouble with this one. I'd rather have the Calvin Ridley and Miles Sanders side. I'll just throw that one out there. I would take the Calvin Ridley and Miles Sanders side. I'll say that. Oh, my God.
What's it going to be, Joshua?
I'll say that 70% of people chose side A.
70?
70.
70 percentage. 70%. Gosh, you messed me up there, Josh. 70% of people chose Calvin Ridley and Miles Sanders over Javonte Williams. Drake, do you think the actual percentage is over or under 70%?
I'd rather have Sanders and Ridley myself because I only play Dynasty. I look in like 2-year increments because the NFL changes so rapidly. You can't go like, oh, this guy's going to be great for a decade. That's not how it works in the NFL. But I'm going to say the number's under what he projected.
So under 70%.
Yeah, people love the new shiny toy.
All right, Simon, do you think the actual percentage is over or under 70%?
I'm with Drake here. I think it's going to be significantly under. Josh, I think you might. The chat seems to be agreeing with you, but I think it's under as well. I think people are really hyped on Javonte, and these are two players with massive question marks right now.
All right, the double under on Josh's guess of 70%. We got some guesses here in the chat. J-Wall with 81%, Throne with 47%, Epic with 87%, Albert 60%. Jeff in here with 73%,
Okay.
Jordan with 65%, Scott with 55%, Justin with 63%, and Chase with 49%, and Bam with 42%. And Jordan saying, I think this is going to be shocking, and that's why JL picked it. Untrue. I usually don't look at the results before I pick a poll, but you guys ready to find out the real answer?
Let's do it.
I don't even know how you would do that.
I pick it based off votes first and the players, and then I pick it. If I decide on it, then I just record what the results are.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Come here, Beach saying 68% late minute guess. I don't know what the right term there is. The actual percentage of people who chose Calvin Ridley and Miles Sanders in this poll is 47%.
Yeah.
47%. Josh is not happy. Josh.
No, my guess of 50 was great. 50%.
Okay. Oh, I must have written that down wrong.
Yeah. Everyone else heard it. So.
Everybody did. Yeah. We definitely can't go back and watch and check the tape here.
No, yeah.
So, if only we were recording.
If only. Drake and Simon, you each get 2 points for correctly guessing the over under. Josh,
Hooray!
23 percentage points away. You get no points on this one.
And definitely not a fake throne. You know, last time he said it was a typo and that's why he didn't get it, but this time nailed it on the spot. 47%. Nice job there. Got it just right. And guys, before we move on to the next question, I want to remind everyone one more time, if you've got more questions for us going forward after this, if we are unable to get to it during the show, Josh and JL are going to be live right after this at 4:15 Eastern time for about 45 minutes to help you guys out with any questions that you have for this week in fantasy. So stop on by right here, Fantasy Football Office Hours, 15 minutes after this stream ends, and those guys will be glad to answer any questions you've got going for you for fantasy this week. And Justin said, Office Hours!
I gotta sell Javonte Williams. I got him a couple leagues.
Apparently, you know, you can get whatever you want from him.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley and Miles Sanders are low value right now. I get it.
Yep. All right. You guys ready to go on to the next poll?
Let's do it.
All right, Drake. This one is for you.
Okay.
Who would you rather start this week in fantasy football? AJ Dillon or DeAndre Swift? What percentage of the public chose AJ Dillon in this poll?
Boy.
Are they smart?
Dillon against the Vikings, and we've got Swift against the Browns on the road. So how many people want to start AJ Dillon?
AJ Dillon, yep.
I'm going to say, boy, people do love DeAndre Swift. I'm going to go. Let's get weird. I'm going to say 59%.
59%. You locking that in?
Final answer. Lock it in,
Final
Regis.
answer. You got it. All right, Simon. You think the actual percentage is over or under Drake's guess of 59%?
This one's close. I feel like consensus, they're both top 10 guys this week. And so people might be drawn to the AJ Dillon side. Know what I mean? It's exciting to start AJ Dillon this week. You haven't been able to play him this season. He's getting that full workload. So
right.
I'm going to take the over. I think it might be a little bit over. I think people are excited to be able to play AJ Dillon and see what he's got in him.
All right, Simon taking the over. Josh, over or under 59%?
I'm just going to go with what I personally believe. And I'm starting DeAndre Swift if I got him. I get it. AJ Dillon, he looked great last week. He's looked great when he's come in replacement for Aaron Jones. He's looked great with Aaron Jones and him both playing. But DeAndre Swift is the answer for me. I'm taking the under.
Also, a reminder for everyone watching, Scott in here asking PPR. We give all the context that was given in the poll itself. So if we don't put PPR up there, then that wasn't listed under the criteria when the poll was given. So what JL has up there is, I assume, everything we know about this poll.
Indeed, you are correct.
If not, you can go try to find the poll yourself. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun searching that cesspool of Twitter.
I was going to say the Twitter search feature is really great, so it shouldn't take too long to find it.
It's so easy to find polls.
All right, we got Drake guessing 59% of people choosing AJ Dillon in this poll. Josh taking the under, Simon taking the over on that guess. Split the room. We got some guesses here in the chat.
What you're looking for.
J-Wall with 12%. Epic, 73%. Kind of opposite side there.
Cool,
Jordan with 46%. Come here with 48%. Chase with 61%. Albert, 51%. Justin, 41%. A lot of ones here. 65% from Jeff and 58% from Bambo. Last but not least, Scott with 49%.
He says, thanks, Drake. Now it's 2 Chenault jerseys.
Home and away.
It's just gonna start.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
All right. So the actual percentage of people who chose AJ Dillon over DeAndre Swift in this poll as who they'd rather start this week in fantasy football is 46%.
Ooh.
It's 46%. So Drake, you're close enough. You're within 15 percentage points, so you're going to get a point on this one.
Take it.
Josh, you correctly guessed the under. You're going to get 2 points. Simon, I'm sorry. You're going to get nothing.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
But this is a close game. It's looking like we're all going to be kind of in that same range going into the final round.
You are. Let's see. All right.
Also, nice job, Jordan, nailing it right on the head. Now we're going to get to hear about that for the next 4 weeks in the chat. Really excited about that, Jordan.
Cheater.
All
right.
Points up here. I gotta get cooking.
You are still in the game, Drake. You're absolutely
Josh is
still
killing me. Jesus, he called a shot.
Josh is going for it.
As long as
I
you
call
don't
my
drop...
shot every time we play this, so it's not like it's not new. It's not like I felt really good today. I'm always cocky.
As long as you don't drop more than 5 behind Josh for the final round, then whoever gets that final round will be the winner.
Yep.
So Josh is ahead by 4 now.
All right, Simon. It's your last
poll
before the final. The penultimate poll. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Superflex Dynasty. Who would you rather roster, Mac Jones or Tua Tagovailoa? What percentage of the public chose Mac Jones in this poll?
100.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be very high. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how high this is going to be. People love to love Mac Jones right now and love to hate Tua. So I'll say 78%. 78% on the Mac Jones side.
78%. All right, Josh, you think the actual percentage is over or under 78%?
That seems like a perfect guess. I hate this game. That 78 seems like a really good guess to me. I'm stuck here. That's right around where I would guess.
You could Queen Bee rule it, say exactly right.
No, I don't. I can't do that. I will say that less people chose Mac Jones.
So you're taking the under.
I think so. But Mac Jones is so hot right now. I'm torn. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna take under.
Okay, all right.
I'll take the under.
All right, Josh taking the under. Drake over or under Simon's guess of 78%.
Well, if he went under, I'm going over because I got to try and make some points up here. So I'm taking the over, and it should be over between those two anyways.
All right, taking the over. And Josh taking the under on Simon's guess, 78%. You got some guesses here in the chat. J-Wall, 84%. Justin, 73%. Epic, 17%.
Whoa.
Albert, 75%. come here with 56%, Scott 75%, Jordan 69%. And the last minute guess here about Chase, 66%. All right, the actual percentage of people who chose Mac Jones in this poll is...
Come on.
I think you're close, Diamond. Oh, no.
73%.
Oh, within 5.
Man.
73%.
Good job.
Well done, Simon.
The good news is, Drake, it's still, if you get this last one exactly right, you do win.
Oh, great.
You still, there's still a path to victory.
1 in 100
And
shot.
You know what?
Jordan's yelling at me in the comments about not knowing the rules. I just got here 10 minutes ago. And he's yelling at me.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, Jordan.
Suck it, Jordan.
We have had it happen before where somebody got it exactly right in the final poll, though, so it's not out of the question. Also, Jonah back in here. I think we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'm guessing you were not in here. We all agreed that this was a slam dunk on the Alvin Kamara and Chris Godwin side, especially if Godwin would be your wide receiver 1.
Yes.
So I think we were all in agreement on that one, Jonah.
Yes.
Also, Jake said, Jordan, be
that.
nice, or you go in timeout. We just learned yesterday that if you ban someone from the chat on YouTube, it calls it timeout. They tell you you've been put in timeout for a certain amount of time.
I only had to do this like porn bots and weird stuff like that. Maybe you don't get that at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We've gotten one or two
This is
porn
daytime
bots,
YouTube.
I saw another question here in the chat, and it's a relatively easy one for me. Pick 3 half-point PPR: Cooks, Amari Cooper, Waddle, and Damian Harris. I just don't have any confidence in Damian Harris tonight, so it's going to be the other 3 guys for me personally.
I'm with you.
Yep,
I'm with you right there.
That was easy enough.
Damian Harris, 6 touchdowns tonight.
You're right.
We'll see, right?
All right.
You guys ready?
Yes, it's anybody's game. Drake, you can absolutely hit this one directly on the head here and win this game. Simon and Josh, whoever gets closer, whoever gets closer out of all 3 of these guys is going to get 5 points. All the contestants are going to give us a percentage guess on this poll. It works a little differently than the other polls. Drake, do you have a pen and paper, pencil and paper?
I do.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
All right, so you're going to write down your guesses for the poll, and then we're going to do a little reveal. So here's your final poll.
Okay.
You're starting a new NFL franchise. Who's your QB? Baker Mayfield, Trevor Siemian, Zach Wilson, or Taylor Heineke?
Fuck off, whoever posted this poll. Like, sorry, excuse my language. Like, that is disrespectful. That is rude to Baker Mayfield, you asshole.
What percentage of the public chose Baker Mayfield in this poll?
Freaking
upset Simon's getting.
Yeah, he's.
You're gonna put him next to Trevor Siemian and say, "Who do you want leading your franchise?" Like, that is.
I wouldn't want Trevor Siemian leading my franchise of Burger Kings.
Hey, I'll let him run Burger King, you know? It's fine.
Maybe an Arby's, but that's where I draw the line.
I had Burger King for lunch today. That's right before I came up with you guys. All right. So what percentage of people are going to start Baker?
Are you going to choose Baker? Yeah, when they're starting their new NFL franchise.
Because the only other answer here is Zach Wilson. So how many people, and then just assholes who are going to joke around and pick Siemian or Heineke?
It's true.
All right.
Can't rule out the Twitter assholes.
Yeah, I got my answer. I'm good. No, I'm changing it.
I got mine.
Got it? Josh, you good?
I got mine. I'm good to go.
Okay.
Drake, you got yours?
Yes. On the back of
right here.
Junk mail.
All
Mine's
right.
on a business card.
All right. And anyone in the audience, feel free, as per usual, throw your guesses in the chat. Contestants, Drake, we're going to start with you first.
Okay.
Would you like to reveal?
Because I am from Syracuse and we have the legend of 44 with Ernie Davis, Jim Brown, and Floyd Little. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 44.
44.
There
it is.
Nailed it.
All right, 44%. Who's next? Josh.
Well, the legend of the 45%. 45%.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
45%.
Do not be 46%, Simon.
I'm not. I really
43.
I got emotional. And I'm really wrong. And that's what happened here.
We'll see.
92% is what I
I like my range a little bit. I like my range here. Let's go.
92%.
I just, you know what? If anything, I want to give Baker a little bit of confidence with this one. If you're watching, Baker, I believe in you. Come on.
It seems like it. It seems like it.
All right, we got Drake guessing 44%, Josh guessing 45%, and Simon guessing 92% for the percentage of people who chose Baker Mayfield in this poll. Let's see, where is the top of this? Oh,
Drake,
okay,
you
I'll
got
start
the
here.
under, I got the over, and Simon's got the ridiculous high.
The ridiculous, yeah. The 33% from Justin.
It could happen,
Beach with
it could.
65%, Kev with 52%, Jordan with 39%, Epic 38, Albert 36, and Jay 42, Scott with 31%.
It
and
looks like it's siding on Drake's side.
That's it.
If I'm not right, then Simon wins unless Drake gets it right on.
Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Baker Mayfield in this poll as the QB they want for when they're starting their new NFL franchise is 25%.
Oh,
25%. Drake,
What are the results for this poll? I need to know the results.
So Baker Mayfield 25%, Trevor Siemian 8%.
Oh my God.
Zach Wilson
on.
39%. Taylor Heineke 28%.
People voted for Taylor Heineke?
3,509 votes on this poll.
Grow up, people. Like, I understand Baker's not one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but you would not pick Taylor Heineke over him as your starting quarterback for your NFL
20%
franchise.
of those Taylor
preposterous.
Heineke people should have voted for Baker Mayfield, making my guess perfect. I think I won. I
I don't
still
want
think I
Taylor
won.
Heineke as my backup quarterback.
God.
Like, he sucks.
I'm
my
I'm
God.
shocked. I'm shook at this poll, Jail. You had to end on that note. That one
Yes,
really
I
got
did.
me.
Yes, I did.
Guys, that is going to be it for us today. Drake, you won the last round, making the final score 10-11-12. This was one of the closest games of poll perception we've ever had. But thank you so much for coming on today and playing with us. I really appreciate it. Everyone in the chat, if you have not done so already, go follow him on Twitter at Drake Fantasy. And make sure you're checking out the content he's putting out. The Fantasy Football Hustle podcast is top tier. And then he co-hosts with our bud Andrew Erickson on the weekends on SiriusXM for the Pro Football Focus show.
Don't you mean Eric Erickson?
Eric Anderson, as I accidentally called him five times on this. I'm just going to tell you, that was like the most embarrassing streaming moment for me. Like, we know him. We've met a bunch of times, and I called him Eric like 5 times on the stream. I wanted to gouge my eyes out.
Dwayne called me Ian Hartitz on the show. And we've only been doing a pod together for 4 years. So.
That's awesome. But Drake, thank you so much for coming on today, my man. We really appreciate you taking the time to come play some games with us.
Yeah, you guys are great, man. Doing great work, great content. You got a hell of a following here. It's awesome. Much success to you guys in the future.
I appreciate
it. And look, you got a Heineke jersey coming your way as well. And Scott says you're going to make him broke with all these jerseys. He's
can't afford them.
Just send Heineken instead.
And also, trading makes fantasy fun.
Trading does make fantasy fun. That's going to be it for us today, guys. If you've got some fantasy questions, make sure to stop by for Fantasy Football office hours right after this. Jalen and Josh are going to be live at 4:15 on our YouTube channel answering your questions. Until then, though, adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.